On, guys, this is Dwayne with Dwayne TV, and I am back again. It's been a minute. It's been a long minute, actually, in regards to doing live streams or videos for this channel. But today I'm back, and in this live stream, we're going to be talking about credit cards, and I will try my best to answer you guys' questions in regards to credit and credit cards. Now, as somebody that has ruined their credit a couple of times, and by a couple I really mean 2 times that I've ruined my credit and have rebuilt since then. Now my credit score is over 800, and so I have a little experience in regards to talking about credit. As a matter of fact, today is the day that this channel was created, but it was created in 2018, so we're actually 6 years old on this channel, which is pretty sweet. But yeah, it's definitely been a journey, and so I definitely can answer questions in regards to how to build your credit, how to rebuild your credit, especially if you don't have any money to spend towards rebuilding your credit. There are some things that I don't necessarily know, like I don't really know a lot about writing letters and challenging the information that the credit bureaus have, and they have X amount of days, maybe 30 days to reply, and if they don't do so or prove that the information is correct, they have to remove it from your credit score. I have not done that for myself personally, but I know that this is stuff that people do, and you could do it yourself. You can challenge the credit bureaus yourself, but as far as like the letters and the wording, I don't know how to do that, but I'm sure it's available out on the World Wide Web. All right. But like I said, I was able to rebuild my credit. And as far as credit goes, things don't change in regards to what's important and how you can build your credit from scratch, or how you can rebuild your credit. As a matter of fact, I took the typical, or should I say stereotypical male approach, and that means that I didn't do anything. I just let time pass. I let stuff fall off my credit report. And no, that doesn't mean that I sat still for 7 years. What I actually ended up doing was I ended up getting a credit card. At the time, it was a Capital One Platinum card. It wasn't even a secured card. My advice would be to tell people to apply for a secured card. And a secured card is where you basically put down a deposit. Most of the times it's like $200, starting at $200, sometimes $300. So you put down a $300 deposit, which you normally get back when they promote your secured credit card to a regular card. So I just decided, you know what, I'm going to apply for my Capital One Platinum card because they kept marketing to me. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because if you're in a position where you need to rebuild your credit, you just need to start. You don't need to wait 7 years or for all the things to fall off of your credit report before you start to rebuild. Okay, there's always a credit card out there that you can get. There's always like, for example, Self. You can go through Self and go through their program. There are a couple of other programs that you can work with in order to kind of create like a payment history and kind of start to rebuild your credit while you're waiting on things to fall off of your credit report, because maybe you don't have the money to pay, for it. And when it comes to paying for certain things, clearly, when you don't know the information, you can kind of be a sucker because you're going to pay the person for their knowledge, and you don't really necessarily know how much it's worth, right? We pay people for the information that they know that we don't know, so that they can execute. So some of the credit repair stuff can get kind of pricey. So I don't know. That's not my lane. By the way, this is a live stream, so this is interactive. Thank you for the 2 thumbs up that people have already pressed. I see that we have 7 viewers currently. More importantly, if you have any questions or comments, slap them into the comment section, because this is a live stream and it's interactive. So that just simply means that, hey, you can ask me questions live and I'll do my best to answer it. So yeah, I mean, my journey has been anything other than quick. I wouldn't say my journey was quick. I didn't do a lot of the things that we kind of know to do. Like, I was not an authorized user on somebody's card in the beginning type thing to kind of help boost my credit. I just thugged it out and just kept trying to learn information about the things that affect my credit score. And it's interesting because in 2024, there is still misleading information in regards to what you need to do to have a high credit score. And one of the things that people aren't clear about is credit card utilization, right? Or the percentage of your available credit that you're using, right? A lot of people will say, oh, no, it's cool. Like, as long as it's below 30%, your utilization, like as long as it's, about 30%, right? And that's not the truth. The truth is the closer you are to zero in regards to your utilization, the higher your score will be. Okay. An example of that would simply be if I had one credit card and only one card, and I have a $1,000 limit. Okay. If my balance is $500, I'm using 50% of my available credit. And so my score is going to be lower when I'm using 50%. If I go from 50% usage down to 30%, that would be $300, and your score will be a little higher. However, if you go from $300 all the way down to zero or $1, your usage will be substantially lower, right? It'll be 0% if you're all the way down to zero. So the thing is, your credit score is fluctuating based on how much you use your credit card, what your balance is on your credit card, also how many credit cards you have. But the big categories when it comes to credit cards are simply, number one, the payment history. The payment history is the biggest chunk of your credit score, right? So the payment history is 35%. So if it's based on an 850 scale, 850 to figure out what 35% is, I'm going to do it in the calculator. That's 297.5 points out of 850. So how you figure that out? 850 times 0.35, right? That's how you figure out the 35%. The next biggest chunk is credit card utilization, right? And that's 30%. So 30% of 850, you do 850 times 0.3, that is 255 points. So 255 plus 297.5, that's already bringing your score up to 552 points. Those are the big categories. The other category after that would be your age, which is 15%. So that's 100 and something points. And then the next two categories would be your types of credit or credit mix. That's 10%. That's 85 points. And then the next one would be your hard inquiries. That's another 10%. That's another 85 point. And so it's really simple. Like those are the main categories. Now, derogatory marks or like an account that's in collections, technically there's no category for that per se. There's five main categories. And of course, I guess every now and then you'll see like maybe the derogatory marks or like an account that's in collections. And clearly that affects your credit in a negative way. And I just love how that affects your credit, and it doesn't have anything to do with credit, but it does have to do with your payment history, right? So your medical bill will show up on your credit report. Your light bill, your cell phone bill that you didn't pay will show up on your credit report and have a negative effect if you haven't paid it. So it's incredible, once again, that there is still a lot of misinformation in 2024, just because we have access. We have access to the internet. The best thing to do when you want to change your situation is to educate yourself on the thing that you want to change. In addition to educating yourself, you have to change your mindset, right? Which the mindset thing is not a quick fix. I guess somebody in the world could possibly pull it off. Like people that say, I'm going to quit smoking like today, and they stop cold turkey, right? Clearly, that's not me. However, those people do exist. But the average person is going to have to spend energy being aware of what's going on. And this is how you make changes in your life. That's how you make changes in regards to your credit. That's how you make changes in regards to your financial situation. That's how you make changes in regards to your personal relationships. That's how you make changes in regards to your mental health. That's how you make changes in regards to how you see and deal with yourself, right? You're intentional, you're paying attention. And I don't know, it's just, there's magic in that. There's magic in paying attention and being aware and being deliberate. And your credit score is no different. You know what I mean? Like, you got to educate yourself. You can't just be like, yo, I don't know. I mean, there's free information out there that you don't have to pay a subscription for. Right now, we have 14 people watching the live stream. This is a reminder. This is a live stream. So please smash a thumbs up. But more importantly, if you have any questions, put them in the comment section. I am seeing these comments that are coming through. I know it's been a minute. I know y'all don't know what I look like anymore. But what I will say is it's all positivity. There's been some things that's happened in my life that's not been so good, but I am choosing to see the glass as half full, and I'm choosing to just be positive. And I'm also choosing to take action and continue to move. And by move, I just mean be active, right? Take care of my body, take care of myself, because if I continue to move, it's hard to be depressed or not productive if I'm continuing to move. So message, by the way, all right, like you cannot like work out and be depressed, you know, but you can be depressed and sit still and eat a lot of food and stay in a dark place. But once you start to move, that depression is hard to kind of stick around when you're still being productive, at least physically. You know what I mean? Of course, you can do both. You could work out and, you know, eat a lot of food, or work out and do things that are bad for you. But I will say definitely while working out and after, especially when you're done, your mood is going to be different. So the secret is always to kind of be active. Let me jump into the comment section. We got Jamar, the creator, says, keep it at zero. Use credit cards like debit cards. Pay it off. Only use money that you have. Avoid debt and paying fees. These are absolute facts. I could not have said it any better. There's a lot of people that, you know, really, really believe that you should, you know, leave $1 on there or keep it at 1%. And honestly, I just don't have the time for that. I'm not interested in doing that just because I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'd rather just pay it off. I don't have the time or the care to be doing that. True Benjamin says, looking for a new card. Interesting. Hey, Jesus says, I disagree. Leverage 0% into intro period on credit cards to build or grow business or buy income producing assets. Then treat credit cards like a checking account. Put cash flow and credit expenses in the credit card. Okay. I mean, yeah, you know what? That's clearly the beauty of being in a position to use the credit however you'd like. Okay. I see that you guys are, you know, talking there. Jesus and Jamar, the creator. Big C, what's going on, my brother? He says, what's good, bro? Man, I'm doing well, you know, and I'm choosing to do well. You know, life is lifing. You feel me? Like life is definitely doing what life does. And it has in a major way to me and quite recently, to be honest. But I'm choosing to be productive, and it's very interesting. You know, a lot of things in life is a choice. And a lot of things kind of start with us. Obviously, there are always things you don't have control over, but you know what I'm saying, you definitely have control over how you decide to see it in your perspective. Christopher, what's going on, man? Thanks for stopping by. Christopher says, awesome job, Dwayne. Yeah, you know, I'm trying. One of the things that I've been doing, by the way, if you have questions or comments, slap them into the comment section. One of the things that I have been doing, and I mentioned this the last time I did a stream, which was probably in January. One of the things I've been doing is I've been challenging myself to run 2 miles a day, every single day for 200 days. And if I'm being quite honest with you, clearly that's a ridiculous journey, right? 2 miles a day for 200 days. And I actually chose 2 miles on purpose. There's a significance there because back in high school when I attempted to play soccer, and only my senior year, which obviously I was nothing special, we had to run 2 miles all the time. And we had to run it in, I want to say 16 to 18 minutes, but I'm pretty sure it was 16 minutes because it was not easy. 2 8-minute miles back to back. Of course, high school would be the time where it's the most easy, right? Because, that's just what it is back then. But I could never run 2 miles, and I could never run them straight is what I'm trying to say. I could never run the 2 miles straight. And I'm grateful for life. I'm grateful for the fact that here I am at 45, almost 46 in June. And I decided to challenge myself to run 2 miles for 200 days, just because, it's not an easy task. And I'm just insanely curious what I will gain from doing that. Other than sore knees, my knees are banged up. You feel me? My knees are jacked. But, I'm committed to the process. And a lot of us talk about doing things, but we don't necessarily do them, and we don't stick to them, myself included. One of the things that was quite interesting is before I started the journey, and I'm recording videos and I'm actually uploading to TikTok every single day. I was uploading here on YouTube for a while, but a lot of people clearly show that they weren't interested. But I'm pretty sure I'll continue uploading some of those videos back here on YouTube. But before I got started, like all the demons came, like, yo, why are you doing this? Like, nobody cares. Like, should you do this? And I am proud to admit today is day 71, and I've run 2 miles every single day for 71 days straight. Once again, my knees are destroyed. This is not something that I would recommend the average 45-year-old man to do, but I'm looking to be extraordinary. I'm looking to push myself. I'm looking to be disciplined. I'm looking to do it at all costs and no excuses. And I've never taken a journey like this before, just because we always kind of give ourselves breaks, right? So I think it's kind of cool. I'm documenting it on TikTok, mostly on TikTok. And it's going to be fun to look back on this journey 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, like, yo, you were a badass. You feel me? Like, remember that time when you were 45 and you ran 2 miles a day for 200 days? I'm only 71 days in, but the 71 days weren't easy. Let me just be honest. All right. Anyway, once again, you guys have questions and comments, please put them in the chat. You see, I went off on a tangent because my boy is asking me how I'm doing. Big C says, I understand, bro. You still doing Uber? Yes, I am. As a matter of fact, I was considering making a video talking about Uber because I had a really, really good week last week. The last time I had that good of a week was back in 2021, January 2021, when I started driving Uber in the first place. And the reason why I had a good week back then is because Uber had hella promotions. They were like, complete 60 trips and we'll give you $225, right? Because it's, kind of Rona season and people were kind of leery, right? So they had really, really good promos. Those promos don't really exist anymore. So last week, I didn't even have any promos on Uber, but I did have a promo on Lyft that I did not take full advantage of, but I got like a $65 bonus. So maybe I'll do that video just to kind of show you guys. If anybody's interested in driving Uber, my recommendation would be to do both. My recommendation would be to start with Uber and Lyft. Both. I know I didn't want to do it for the longest time. And the only reason I signed up for Lyft was because there was drama with Uber. They shut my account down. I wasn't able to drive from like a Friday to Sunday night when they finally, unlocked my account. And the feeling of being helpless in that regard sucked. So I was like, you know what, let me sign up for Lyft. And then I still didn't drive. Lyft after I signed up. My account sat still for 5 months. And then one morning I woke up at 4 a.m. and the Uber app was tripping and I thought it was just me. So I called them, it's like 4:15 in the morning and they're like, yeah, we're aware of the problem And this is not a you thing. This is a us thing. And there's a lot of people affected. We're working on it. In that moment, I thought, go back to sleep, start again at 6. And then I said, you know what? Nah, I really need to get this money. So you know what I did? I turned on the Lyft app. And I guess because it was my first day driving Lyft, it went extremely well, especially in the beginning, because maybe they're trying to hype me up, right? So I ended up driving Lyft because it's been just sitting on my phone, and I had already signed up and completed everything like 5 months before. So I kind of got into driving Lyft like backwards, like, the same way I got into Uber. Like I didn't set out to drive Uber. I drove Uber because I bought a Tesla in November 2020, and I wanted another stream of income. So I was like, let me drive Uber with the Tesla, which I never did. Thank God. So anyway, so now I do both, and it's insanely productive to do both just because you have options. And, I don't care about my ratings. You feel me? Like in the beginning I did because I'm OCD like that. I want to be an A student. Now I'm a D student, but I'm making money because I'm really focused on what's best for my time. Once again, if you guys have questions or comments, this is a live stream. Initially, I'm talking about credit and credit cards, and I was talking about my particular journey in the beginning of this live stream. Right now, we're 21 minutes in. So if you want to go back and watch that, feel free, because that part of the video is also good. But once again, be sure to ask questions if you have any. Brandon says, the new Wells Fargo looking very promising. Which one, my brother? Which one? I know I got word about, possible Wells Fargo coming out with a new card. So which one are you talking about, Brandon? And thank you so much for stopping by, bro. Appreciate you. Big C says, did you pay off the car, if you don't mind me asking, and how is dealing with an electric car? Great question. So I got very, very lucky. I came out looking like a super duper smart, business savvy person. So I bought the Uber. I bought the Tesla in November 2020. Of course, I have videos on here, right, where I bought the Uber. So I bought the Uber in 2020. Thank you so much for that super chat. Love Blue 973. Okay, changed it up a little bit. I see. She says, hey, Dwayne, long time no see. Hope all is well with you. As always, thanks for sharing your knowledge on credit cards, watching from New Jersey. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And it's always a pleasure to see you with the new profile. You feel me? So I bought the Tesla November 2020 and I sold it July 2022. I wasn't driving it as much as I would have liked. And honestly, a lot of the Tesla owners don't talk about like the fact that they tell you on a full charge, you're supposed to get around. You're supposed to get up to these miles. So for my Model Y, I'm supposed to get 317 miles. I would be extremely lucky if I got 250 miles, right? 250. I would be lucky if I got that much. And so I don't know. I think like the whole Tesla thing is quite interesting just because it's like nobody's talking about the fact that these cars don't get up to the range, right? You buy it hoping that it goes as close as possible to that range. And so like the Model Y, the Model 3, not so much. Now, of course, the Model S and the X has a bigger range, but I'm sure they still have the same problem. You feel me? Like the range might be above 450, but I'm sure if you got 425, that would be a big deal, right? So it was interesting owning the electric car. It's not something I would tell people to run out and go do right now. I would say wait, maybe a good 5 years. I'm sure the range will be better then. Another thing that I did not like about the Tesla, I know that the Model 3 and my car, the Model Y, has this problem. The suspension system is trash. Okay. Now the Model S and the Model X, right? These are starting at 100,000. And then I don't even know what the X starts at, but it's above 100,000, right? Those two cars have way better suspension. So based on what I talked about, the range, the suspension, no. Okay. However, they have other things that kind of keep your attention, like the autopilot. That's kind of neat. Like that's really neat. The acceleration. I mean, I was like 42 when I got the car, I think, and I reverted back to being 22. Like I was always zoom with that thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about a Tesla using a Mazda reference with the zoom, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, so my recommendation, nah. And then charging the car, like, listen, I don't care if we're doing a road trip and, you know, taking a 20 to 30 minute break. It's appealing. The reality is I'm never going to take a 20 to 30 minute break if I'm getting gas. If I'm doing a road trip, I'm trying to get there. I'm not trying to sightsee. I'm not trying to see stuff along the way. I'm just trying to get from A to B. If it's an 8-hour trip, I want to get there in 7:45. You feel me? I don't want to get there in 15 hours. Like I'm not that guy. I'm too OCD in that regard. But yeah, like me personally, if people ask me what to do regarding a Tesla, I would tell them don't get one. I would tell them to wait. I did not ever test drive the Model S or the Model X. I never test drove them because I didn't want to do it to myself. You know what I mean? If you're not careful, you can make stupid decisions because, you know, if something's in your brain and you're fixated on it, you know, it's only a matter of time before you take action on that thing, you know, possibly. So I never test drove the higher end just because, you know, I'm good. And I already knew that it was way better and a way better experience, but I already had a hard time justify getting the Model Y. And I made a video talking about this. When I bought the Model Y, when I bought it, it was $55,000, the one that I customized, right? I was able to sell it to Carvana. Okay, I bought it in November 2020. I sold it in July 2022. I sold it to Carvana for $65,000. Now, that was because there was a chip shortage. You feel me? Car shortage. So I look like the most smart business guy. I made 10 G's on a car that, you know, was a year and a half old. Like that doesn't happen, right? So it worked out well. I got rid of it because I wanted to just pay off the rest of my loan. I think at the time, I don't remember how much I owed at the time. Maybe like, I don't remember. But I have videos on here talking about it. You know, if you go back and, you know, go to my channel and just search like Tesla, just type in Tesla. I'm sure the videos that I made regarding Tesla will pop up, even like when I got the car. You know what I'm saying? I even showed like, yo, I paid this amount for it, you know, and then I also showed that I sold it to Carvana and, you know, made basically 10 G's from the car, which is ridiculous. Teslas is good like that. And the resale on Teslas are really good. I totally loved driving the car. Insanely responsive, insanely fun, but I would wait on it. I really would. You know, and I feel like they've been slow about like making advances, you know, in regards to like the Model 3 and the Model Y. So anyway, that's my long-winded answer in regards to that. So yeah, once again, this is a live stream. So if you guys have comments or questions, please feel free to slap them in the comment section. You know, if you guys have questions about my 2 mile a day for 200-day journey that I've been on, you know, you can ask those as well. As a matter of fact, you know, I was supposed to be making videos about Uber, credit cards, and also my stock market portfolio, which is not doing well at all. But it's not doing well because of the things that I've chosen to invest in, which is always a lesson. Like I've been investing in the stock market since May of 2020, and it has not been a walk in the park. It's been actually insanely not good, to be honest with you. But, you know, I'm still in there and my money's still in there because that's what it should be doing. So, yeah. But all in all, I mean, I can't complain. Life is good. Life is beautiful. You know, I just wanted to do a stream, obviously, because it's been a minute and a stream is always easier to do. But I definitely wanted to do a stream and check in with you guys. Once again, if you have questions, this is a live stream. I keep saying that. There are 17 viewers right now. If you haven't smashed a thumbs up, consider doing so. More importantly, if you have questions about credit cards or credit in general, feel free to ask. Something really cool happened the other day, which I'm probably going to do a video on at some point. There are some videos and some controversy in regards to trade lines. And, people might believe like, yo, trade lines don't work, so on and so forth. So the other day I had somebody reach out to me because one of their friends was on a trade line, was an authorized user on my credit card a couple of years back. Like, I've dealt with a lot of people in regards to authorized users. And so they reached out to me and they were like, hey, such and such told me XYZ. And I was like, okay, what's going on regarding you? Let's see if this is going to help you at all, if this makes any sense. And so I added her to one of my cards, and her credit score shot up 98 points because she didn't have any credit at all established, like zero history. So the score jumped up to 9, not 9. I'm tripping. I'm making up scores. The score jumped up to 742, I think, which is crazy. I'll show you guys. 741. Look, I'll show you guys here. Let me not show her name. I don't want to do that. That's not cool. But this is according to Credit Karma. Of course, you guys know Credit Karma is different, but I just want to show you guys that. So you see there, it says increase 98 points. 98 points. I mean, that's real. Now, of course, the reason why her score jumped like that was because the fact that the card that I added her to had some history, like all of a sudden she has payment history. All of a sudden there's a credit limit that's being reported, even though it's not her she's not the primary card holder. But that still benefited her score in a positive way. Big C, you asking all the questions. You know what, Big C? Hey, man, ask some more questions. You feel me? Big C says, so what car you driving now? I started with my Honda Accord in January 2021. So I literally never drove the Tesla, never did one trip in the Tesla. So I decided to be smart. Once again, got the Tesla in November 2020. Started driving Uber January 2021. Okay. I said, you know what? Let me start with my Honda. I added the Tesla to my profile, but Uber was on some BS. So they were like, the Tesla is not a luxury car. The Tesla doesn't qualify for Uber Comfort, which would have made me a little bit more money, right? This is my justification of why I'm going to buy the Model Y. It's a business purchase, and I have a new stream of income driving Uber. So I started with the Honda Accord, 2014 Honda Accord. And I never drove the Tesla because I learned very quickly that people are people, right? You have people that they see me pull up, they're smoking, they open my car door, they do one more pull, they blow it, and then they get in the car, right? As if blowing the smoke away means that the smoke is not on your clothes. And then, of course, we got people that smoke weed. We got people that drink. So, like, they get in my car, and then that smell takes my car over. And then the next rider, I'm like, yo, I promise I'm not smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? I promise that's not me. I'm not smoking, right? Like, please believe me. Like Dave Chappelle, please believe me. You know what I mean? And so, like, it was a disaster. I was definitely not going to take that time. Now I'm going to turn around and drive my Tesla. Absolutely not. So my car is a 2014 Honda Accord. I got the Honda Accord in December of 2015. My car was made March 2014. I bought it December 2015, December 17th, 2015. I remember the date because I'm a nerd and because like I've wanted an Accord since maybe middle school. So like 92, 91, you feel me? I've always liked the Accord, like almost every single model and every single body style that they came out with. So I went to the car lot And I went there with the intention of getting a Civic, even though, I'm a dude, you know what I'm saying? Big guy. I didn't really want a Civic, but I was like, okay, I don't have Accord money. I'm going to get this Civic. And I went there and I never even test drove the Civic. All right. I saw the Accord and I told the guy straight up, XYZ. And he's like, yeah, test drive it. That's how they get you, right? Test drive it. So I test drove it, and my credit was not good at all, but I had some good payment history on another card that I had back in the day. And they saw that, and that card was with American Honda Finance, or whatever the bank is, right? So they saw that payment history, and they were like, "Yo, your credit's jacked up, but we're gonna work with you." I had a 7.77 interest rate at that time, and that wasn't good at the time because we had really good rates at the time, right? But my car note was like $289, which, I mean, unbelievable. Okay, my car note was 17,700, right? And the car had 28,344 miles on it. That car now has 287,000 miles on it. I love that car. That car has made me the amount I paid for it 2, 3, 17 times. So I cannot complain. I will always recommend a Toyota or a Honda. Like, those two are number 1 and 2. You test drive both of them, and whichever one you like the best, whichever one has the best acceleration, whichever one speaks to you, whatever your prerequisites are. If you like the body style, then go with it. But a Honda Accord, or a Camry, or a Civic, or a Corolla, like, it's a done deal. I will always suggest those. Love Blue 973 says the new body Accords are nice. I mean, are they? Like, I'm an Accord fan, and I don't test drive cars for the sake of test driving. Like, that's kind of torturing myself, because it's planting a seed. Like right now, like anytime I'm ready to get a car, boom, it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be a done deal. Like, thank God, my credit's good. You know what I mean? None of this, oh, let me pull your credit, see what we're looking like. None of that. I don't know. It's the new Accord. It sits so low to the ground. I don't know. I'm sure when I get in there and drive it, it's gonna be a dream. I will say that I do like the butt of the new Accord. The lights in the back, I like that way better than the 2018 to the 2023, right? Like, nah, it was a no. I hated that, the back of that car. But the body was okay. Like, I like the body, but the new ones will be interesting. I am curious when the time comes what I will get, because I will absolutely test drive the Camry and the Accord. And I'm going to get the best one, maybe based on the acceleration as well as the gas mileage. The body is important. It's so funny. I mean, the body's important, but definitely the acceleration and the gas mileage. Like, that's going to be huge for me. John, what's going on, my man? It's been a pleasure, my brother, to see you. Says, hey, Dwayne, Honda Accords are great cars. I used to have one, and it was one of the best cars I've ever owned. Yeah, I mean, so the other car that I had back in the day was a Acura TL. It was a 2007. I still love that body style. When I see the Acura TL, like that body style, I'm like, I miss you, baby. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, like, but I learned through that purchase, which at the time wasn't insanely financially smart, but I had a little teammate, my ex-wife, we kind of double teamed on it. It was really her car, right? But we decided together, like, yo, let's get this car, right? And so the guy's telling us, like, yo, you need premium gas. Listen, I will never buy a car that requires premium gas. Like, maybe I shouldn't say never, but I feel like I would have to have millions to feel comfortable enough to buy a car that requires premium fuel. It's a no for me. You feel me? Like, I tell you one of the things that I did do. So when I got the Tesla, I decided to go test drive a Lexus. Like I test drove like, I don't know, some something. I test drove like the RDX, or I don't even know what it is, right? The little SUV Lexus that a lot of women drive. I'm laughing because a lot of women do drive that SUV. But I test drove, and I was like, let me test drive these Lexus. Like I already knew like the Tesla, obviously the response in regards to the acceleration, and then the simplicity of the Tesla. You just have the screen in there. When I test drove those two different Lexuses, the first thing I noticed was like, yo, it's a lot of buttons in here. Like, yo, it's a lot going on, because I was like conformed by the simplicity of just the screen on the Tesla. Like it takes a while to get used to the screen, but once you get used to it, it's like, it's dope. And then of course the acceleration was a no on the Lexuses. But the reason why I brought up the Lexus is the fact that they require regular gas. You don't need premium. And so if I were to get like another high end car, I definitely would consider getting a Lexus. I might even get a hybrid. Not that I'm ever going to use the Lexus hybrid to drive Uber, but yeah. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be getting a car with premium fuel. Love Blue 973 says they have that classic look to it. Listen, I can never hate on the Honda Accords. I mean, from 1992, from that body style, all the way up to today, there may have been 1.5 body styles that I don't like. 1.5. I don't know how I came up with that math, but 1.5. Other than that, I like all the body styles. Speaking of body styles, if you guys have any comments or questions, this is a live stream. So if you're just jumping into the video, I see we have 18 people watching, 12 thumbs up. Smash that thumbs up if you want to. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. If you're a viewer that has been a part of this community and you ain't seen me in a long time, just say hi in the chat, just because it's always good to see a friendly face. And speaking of friendly faces, basically all of you guys that commented, other than Brandon, I don't really remember seeing Brandon, but appreciate you slapping that comment in there. Everybody I've pretty much have seen before. Maybe Jamar I haven't seen. I don't remember, to be honest, but everybody else for sure. So if you guys have any questions, man, listen, don't hesitate. Put it into the comment section. Otherwise, I'll be forced to, be left to my own devices and talk about whatever I want to talk about. So I'm kind of waiting around to see if anybody's going to ask something before I go on a different tangent and, just kind of use this platform and use this opportunity with the viewers that are watching and the viewers that will rewatch the live stream to, inspire change, inspire thought, inspire thinking, inspire you to eventually take action. So yeah, once again, if you don't have any questions, that's probably what's going to happen. Big C says, what's the best credit card for gas? Okay, there's a couple of them. Right now, I have to say this because I have this card. The Hilton Honors Surpass card is the one I think I have. It's giving 6 times points for gas, right? So it's like 6%. Now, it's not really like 6% because they're Hilton points. And, depending on who you ask, people say Hilton points aren't insanely valuable, but it's still cool to get 6 times points. In regards to that Hilton Surpass card that I have, they have 6 times points on restaurants, on dining. They have 6 times points on groceries. They have 6 times points on gas. Discover right now has 5% back they have 5% back on the cashback category in regards to gas. I know that there is a 5% cashback. There's a couple of 5% cashback cards out there. I cannot think of them off the top of my head. But I know that there is a couple of 4%. There are a lot of cards that offer 3% or 3 times for gas. Like I know that the Navy Federal More Rewards card does. gives you 3 times points on gas purchases. But yeah, there are quite a bit of cards now for sure that offer that. Look, I was supposed to be opening American Express on my phone, and I opened up Discover because I was talking about Discover, and they're 5% back right now. Now I'm trying to look at I have the Hilton Surpass card that I need to pay for. Let me see, membership. Maybe it's not membership. So travel book experience. Let's see. Benefits. Okay, let's view all the benefits here of this particular card. So you have $200 Hilton credit, earn a free night reward on travel, points and rewards. That's for travel. No foreign transaction fees. Finally, once again, the 6 times points on dining. They don't have it just easily spelled out here, which would be really, really cool. Let me just click on rewards. No, that's Hilton Honors bonus rewards. 12 times points. Okay, here it is. This is what the benefits are with the Surpass card from American Express. And this card does have an annual fee. So you earn 12 times Hilton Honors bonus points for each dollar of purchases in regards to reservation with the hotel, right? And of course, you have 6 times points. You have to book the hotel through Hilton or American Express. You get 6 times points on restaurants, supermarkets, and gas stations. Okay. And 4 times points on online purchases, which is really, really cool. And it says earn 3 times Hilton Honors points for all other eligible purchases on card. So that's actually really, really decent. And there are some other benefits as well, but I was talking about the points. Okay. And so that adds up very, very quickly. If you use that card a lot, you can get, a lot of rewards in regards to that card. Once again, if you have any questions, this is a live stream. I see we have 19 viewers, all of you, for which I'm grateful. Thank you for watching. But if you have any questions, make sure you drop them in the comment section. This is a live stream. Jesus says, yeah, that 92, 98, 2020 body style, similar but amazing. The latest and that 95 style, horrible. So I guess you giving Love Blue 978 a run for her money. That's funny. I'm not excited about the new body style. It looks interesting. The car is super duper low, wide. It's actually very long as well, but I'm sure it probably drives very, very, very well. I never really paid attention to how low my car is. My car is a 2014. My car is not even that low. This one is lower. So I don't know. I mean, it just depends on what you like. Every time my cousin gets in my car, he's like, yo, are you a race car driver? Like, you sitting low? Because, of course, my seat is also low. You could make the seat higher, but the car in general is kind of low. That's funny. Big C says, what's the best credit card you use to fix your car or truck? That is a good one. There is no best credit card for me personally. The only card that I use quite a bit, to be honest with you, is just a flat 2% card. You know what I'm saying? Like with Navy Federal, I use my flagship card for almost everything. And then I recently got the Wells Fargo Active Cash card because it's a 2% on everything. Those cards to me those are decent cards to kind of start with if you're lucky to start with those cards, right? Most people start with a 1.5% cash back. Or if you bank with Bank of America and get into their ecosystem, you have the opportunity to get a lot of percentages back because you're a customer. And of course, you're working their tiers as well. But as far as like trucks and stuff like that, last Thursday, I had a flat tire with a rider in the car. I was driving Uber at the time, jumped on the freeway, got a flat tire, headed to the airport. It's like a $30-something trip. And it was like 7-something in the morning, and her flight was at 9:30. So got the flat tire. And of course, I went to Discount Tire to get my tire fix. I was going to replace 2, right? The flat one and then the other one. And these were going to be the back tires. The front tires needed to be replaced, but I could have thugged it out for another couple of months. but I went ahead and just got 4 because the guy, he upsell me like, I could give you this deal, blah, blah, blah. And it was a decent deal, $451 for 4 brand new tires. And he threw in some wipers, right? So I was hot, but I was like, first of all, everybody's safe. Nothing happened. You blew it on a highway and nothing happened because you just started to drive on the highway. You were able to pull over. Number 2, and this I'm very grateful for. And we take this for granted, or I do sometimes, right? So I complain about spending the money because nobody plans to buy 4 new tires. $451 is a steal. I could have spent $650 on 4 tires, or more, right? So I was able to get the tires and not have to put it on a credit card and not like finance the tires, right? The reason I brought the tire thing up is because they had credit cards. They were like, hey, apply for this card and get 5% off. And I'm like, nah, I'm good. Like whatever the benefits weren't going to matter to me because I'm not going to be fooling with the tire shop that much. Like there's only so many tires or rims or wiper blades or whatever else they sell that I'm going to buy, right? The last credit card I got was the Target Red card because it just felt right. And they offered 5% cash back, 5% off, not cash back, 5% off for all your purchases. And I'm like, yo, that's live. And then there's also a benefit to when you buy Starbucks in Target. There's also a benefit. I don't remember because I don't drink coffee, but there are other things at Starbucks that I could buy, but it's going to be sweet. So your boy don't need no sweet. Speaking of sweets, I went for the record last week. I think out of the 7 days last week, I think I had ice cream like 6 days. And when I say had ice cream, I mean, I finished almost a half a gallon each night. This means that I literally went to the store every day to buy ice cream and cookies. And I sat down and I ate it till I was full. And then I ate some more. Right now, keep in mind, I'm still doing my 2 miles a day challenge. Right. So I'm OK, but like it's not healthy. It's not healthy. So last week, I'm looking to get back on track. Not on track like I'm trying to lose weight, just on track like I'm just trying to be better. You feel me? Like I'm good. I don't need to lose anything at this moment. As a matter of fact, I've been kind of nerding it out, trying to understand this whole protein situation and like, protein, carbs and fats. Not so much fats because I don't really understand too much about that, but definitely protein and carbs. And I'm trying to change my little, percentages in regards to that and see how that changes and sculpt my body. And I have noticed changes, but like a lot of things and a lot of humans, because you don't see the change that you want to see. And sometimes you can't measure the change, right? You don't stick it out. And by you don't stick it out, I mean, you don't stick it out, right? Me, I don't stick it out also. So I'm just trying to focus on that, to be honest. Let's see. Jesus says he meant the 96 Accord, not the 95. Fair enough. I would agree with that. I don't necessarily like the 2002 Accord either. The little hatchback joint. I didn't really like that one either. But yeah, it's all good. William says, look into CFNA card for auto repair. William, thank you so much for dropping that nugget. Definitely did not know that. I don't even know anything about CFNA. John says, what credit cards are you looking to get next? John, that's the thing, bro. Like straight up and down, I'm not worried about credit cards. I don't even know at this point, like what credit cards are coming out, what's even hot to consider, just because I have so many cards. Like I probably got like 24, 25 cards. And honestly, I haven't even stressed myself out about using the cards. So I don't know. I in a way, I've kind of stalled in regards to nerding out about credit cards. You feel me? Like the whole business aspect, business credit cards, like that's wide open for me and I should be all over that. But I'm just, for whatever reason, not necessarily enticed to chase sign up offers and just get more cards to kind of babysit. So I honestly don't know. I saw an offer today about the AA Advantage City credit card that is partnered with American Airlines, or I think it's like American Airline points that you can get. You know, like spending $4,000 in however many months, and you're gonna get 70,000 points. And 70,000, maybe 75,000. And it's a decent offer, you know, but I don't even fly American like that. Like getting that card would make me fly American. But more importantly, I got a problem because if I have to spend 4Gs in 3 months or something like that, in general, I don't have anything to spend 4Gs on. You feel me? Like, I guess I can make myself get a laptop. Like I don't want to say I need a laptop, but I can definitely use a laptop. And the way that I operate, I don't really get stuff unless I need, you know what I'm saying? Like I got the iPhone. Look, I literally just got a brand new case. My case before this was trash. I literally got a brand new case today. Cause I was like, yo, it's time. Let's clean it up. Let's get a, good case. Your phone's still good. This is the 12 Pro Max. Before the 12 Pro Max, I had the 10. Before the 10, I had the 6S. Okay, the 6S, right? I had the 5. The 5 got stolen. I had the 4, and I had the 3G. Okay. So in general, I try not to update, you know what I'm saying? Just because, I don't know, I have a hard time justifying purchases. And Apple's really good because like I can get a MacBook Pro and put it on my Apple Card and finance it for, however many months, 12 months or whatever. And like the one I want to get, I got to be extra. So I'm going to get like maybe not the top of the line, but like right below. Right. So then I'm going to pay $1 million. Right. Like it's going to cost like $4,200 or something stupid. Right. So I don't know. I mean, it really shouldn't be that big of a deal, but I have a hard time letting go of that money. Now, if it was my kids, you feel me? I'd have an easier time letting go of 4Gs for my kids than I would to buy a laptop that's going to make things better on myself and a little bit easier. So, yeah, I mean, that's just how I operate, to be honest with you. What about you, though, John? Are you thinking about getting a credit card? Is anything on your radar? Because I know between me and you definitely, would be in the running quicker or sooner than I. What's going on, my brother? Points Blank Travel is in the building. Man, I texted you the other day. I think I called you too, man. So it's a pleasure to have you in the building. My boy Rod says, what's up, D? I saw a day later that I missed your call. I was running around. Okay, doctor's appointment. I'll hit you up. Okay, cool. Yeah, man, definitely. I was like, man, I hope homeboy's okay. I saw that you did a video or a live a couple of days ago, so that was cool. Big C says Wells Fargo got that new Journey card. Yeah, I think I received some message about it, but I didn't really look into it. So I'm gonna look it up right now just because I'm curious. I clearly don't need any cards, but I'm gonna look it up. Definitely gonna look into it. Oh my God, it's just so much. Oh look, they're gonna pull up the active card, the autograph card, which I think is a decent card as well. Wells Fargo definitely stepped it up. Wells Fargo Reflect card. Didn't even know that was a thing. That Journey card is it even out yet though? By the way, this is a live stream. If you have any questions, please slap them into the comment section. We'll try my best to answer your question. Let me see if I can find the Journey card from Wells Fargo. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a good night. You feel me? Annual fees $100. What? Okay. I'm looking up here on the website, or not the website, but just the internet in general. So they got 60,000 points after spending 4,000 in the first 3 months. The points is worth 600 in travel and potentially even more with transferring to airline and hotel partners. The annual fee is $100, so that's definitely a decent amount of money. That's really kind of nothing. They do have some benefits here. Let me see if I can pull this up on the Wells Fargo site. I don't think it's on their site yet, right? Clearly. I just see like US News wrote an article about it. Let me see if I can find Wells Fargo. Of course, everybody got their videos. There's so many people on YouTube talking about credit cards now, which is kind of cool, I guess, for the viewers. That gives you guys a lot of options. Okay, March 6th. Yeah, I thought I got an email about it like last week. So they're saying that beginning March 9th, that it'll be available nationwide, online, and in branch starting on the 20th. So, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll show you guys my screen here just to share with y'all. Let me see if I can get the screen share going. There we go. So you guys can see here it's talking about basically the 60,000 points. And of course, you know, the 4 G's in 3 months, which once again, I mean, that's 4 real G's. No foreign transaction fees is clearly awesome. And then they talk about unlimited 5 times points on hotels, 4 times on airlines, 3 times on other travel and dining, 1 time on other purchases, $50 annual statement credit for airfare purchases. That's kind of cool. So it makes the card $50 instead of $100. And it's easy to get that, you know, that statement, obviously, because if you fly, you could just buy food or, you know, pay for a check bag type situation. I'm really proud of Wells Fargo for kind of stepping it up. They really have done a really good job because Wells Fargo was nothing special. And then they talk about the points transfer, of course, which might be appealing to some. So they're talking about, you know, different hotels, I guess choice privileges, and they're talking about Air France, KLM, British Airways, that type of thing. This is cool if this is something that, you know, kind of benefits you and you're looking to get into as far as like, you know, where you could possibly travel. That's something I still need to tap into as well, right? The traveling thing. But I need to be smarter with my money, the little money that I do have. I'm not necessarily interested in getting caught up with, you know, living the dream and that type of thing. I mean, I do want to do that, but honestly, I want to consider doing more exploring in the United States, which is not my go-to because being from Jamaica, it's easy for me to be like international, right? Like that's just my thing. But we have a lot of beautiful things to see here in the States. So yeah. John says, I've been gardening for the last 12 months and I have a few more months to go until I'm back under 524, but hoping to get the Chase Sapphire Preferred after that happens. Yeah, I mean, that's a solid card. Like, I'm still sad that I'm not in that ecosystem. I will try again in 2026 or maybe 2027 because I'm waiting my 7 years to see if they'll let me back in. And, you know, maybe I'll try to go through the back door. I do have a checking account with Chase right now, both personal and business. Maybe I'll close that account and then like open it again and like get the sign up offer in 2026 or something and see if they'll let me in that way. Points Blank says, yeah, man, I felt bad when I saw your missed call, bro. I have been on a hell of a journey in the hospital for 7 days, bro. Yeah, that's wild. I mean, man, I literally thought of you just out of the blue. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I do. And I was like, let me check in. So like initially I checked on YouTube to see if you were posting, you know, or if you had posted any kind of videos. And so then that's when I reached out to you. Well, I hope that gets better for you, man. Keep fighting the fight. You know what I'm saying? One day at a time. You know, just continue to have a positive attitude. John says, I'm also looking to get the Marriott Bonvoy business card or the Boundless card. Yeah, honestly, John, I was looking at getting one of the Marriott cards as well, and literally just for status, right? I don't even travel like that, like, you know, like or be in hotels like that to justify it, but I wanted the status because for some reason I was kind of fixated on M Lounge access, and I was like, yo, you get that with this card, you know what I mean? Which is really kind of cool. Like the M Lounge access is absolutely dope. We got a decent hotel here in Houston, and back in the day my cousin came here for something and she stayed there and she had access, and I went in there like, yo, this is nice, you know what I mean? But I think that would be a decent card if you can justify the money, because it's a grip, it's over $500, but they do have, you know, ways to offset that. That's the thing about these credit cards that have a high annual fee. There's definitely ways to offset it, and there are, in most cases, you actually get more value than the amount of the annual fee. But you do have to be deliberate and intentional about making sure that you're maximizing those cards and taking the opportunity to, use the card in such a way that you get all the benefits that there is to get out of that card. But I'm not gonna lie though, like for me, it's still always a big deal when that annual fee rolls around. You feel me? And I'm looking at the annual fees and I'm like, yo, just because I do have to take the extra step to use it, and to be using the benefits. Otherwise, I'm throwing money away, and I don't really like doing that, even though that does happen. Sheesh, last week, man, I was on a rampage last week. Like, ice cream is not cheap. You feel me? Ice cream's like $7 for a half a gallon. And then I had to get my cookies to go with it. And then I ate Chick-fil-A. I think I had Chick-fil-A like 2 days in a row, which is like stupid. Because I go to Chick-fil-A and I order the number one, just a regular Chick-fil-A sandwich with, tomato and lettuce and cheese, pepper jack cheese, for those of y'all that care. Large fries, no salt, large lemonade, no ice. You know what I mean? 1 ketchup, 1 mayo, 3 Chick-fil-A sauces. This is my order. And then, like some twisted way, I'm like, get that 8-count nuggets, just the nuggets, right? Like more protein, right? First of all, it's fried chicken. Like, stop, right? More protein, but we got all that fat. So when I get Chick-fil-A, it's $17. Man, listen, $17 2 days in a row on fast food that's not even good for me. Clearly Chick-fil-A is, good, I guess. But fried chicken and French fries and lemonade, not nutritious. And $17? Man, I could buy chicken and cook myself. Potatoes, broccoli, green bean, whatever you want. You can buy that and cook and eat off of that for 2 days. And it's not going to be $17 because it's not going to be $17 each day. You feel me? It might be $20, right? Which is still less than $17 a day. But I did it. So, yeah, I be trying not to waste the money. But, it happens. Sometimes I got to relax a little bit. Speaking of relaxing a little bit, if you guys have any questions or comments, there's 22 people watching. Thank you so much. 17 thumbs up. Smash it if you haven't smashed a thumbs up. But more importantly, ask questions or comments in the live. This is a live stream and this is a live chat. So if you have any questions or comments, definitely want to shoot them there. So I talked a little bit about, doing 2 miles a day for 200 days and running the 2 miles a day. And my knees are absolutely torn up. Actually, the inside part of my knee, like if this is my knee right here, the inside part of my knee is hurting a lot. But I've been like, you know what? No excuses. I started this journey. Let's see what it's going to make of me to complete this journey. And the cool thing now is like, I can take the journey and don't document it at all. Right. And just do it in silence, which is probably good because a lot of people don't care about my journey anyway. But I decided to share it on TikTok and a little bit here on YouTube, and I'll start uploading again here on YouTube. But, people don't necessarily care. But the cool thing about documenting the journey and putting it online is because I'm going to have documentation and I'll be able to come back and be like, yo, this is live. Like, you did this. Now, it by no means, today's day 71, has it been a smooth journey, and 129 more days, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a smooth journey. But I've given basically everything that I have to try to be consistent, and I have to be deliberate about taking action every single day, and this is just a physical representation of physical and mental representation of me choosing to take action every single day and me choosing to make today. because yesterday doesn't count, right? Like, I mean, it counts because it was 70, but I still got to wake up on day 71 and tomorrow, day 72, and execute. And so definitely, that's my thing. And it's been a good journey, and I plan on continuing that journey. Listen, if you guys have questions, please slap them in the comments. I'm going to get up out of here. It's 8:11 here in Houston. I have to start driving at 3:45. Well, I have to start driving at 4, but I wake up at 3:45. This morning I started at 5 because I worked every day last week. I worked every single day last week, and it was to my benefit. So I'm not going to complain. But when you work 7 days in the 7 days and go to the next day and the next week, it's not the easiest thing. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, if you guys have any comments or questions, slap them in the chat. Points Blank says, glad I caught you live, bro. We'll talk soon. Yeah, no worries, man. Have a good one, my brother. Thank you for taking the time to comment. And thank you, all of you guys, for taking the time to comment. It's always good to see a friendly face and names and profiles that I've seen before. Thank you so much for that super chat. I appreciate you. If you guys have any questions, I'm going to try to stick around for another 2 minutes just to make sure that anybody that's joining the live stream late, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. You're watching the live stream, you just want to say hi, especially if you've never been here before. If you feel comfortable doing that, do that. It's always nice to see new profile pictures and just new people in general, because, I don't ever know who's new, because I guess some of you guys are like me. You can be in the live stream and don't say anything. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, yeah, I don't know. I just want to encourage you guys as I'm waiting here for any kind of comments or questions you guys have. I just want to encourage you to focus on the details, focus on, thank you so much. Love Blue 973. I appreciate you again. Thank you so much for that super chat. I just want to encourage you to focus on the things that you have control over. You feel me? Don't worry about the big stuff. Adrian, what's going on, my man? Says, what up, Dwayne? Just here to say hi. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for stopping by and letting me know. Thank you for taking the time to say hi as well, man. It's always a pleasure to see you, man. You got that same profile picture for a long time, bro. Like, and it's a killer picture anyway, right? So why not? Oh, man, being late, it's all good, man. You're here. I mean, and not to mention you decide to comment and just show love, and I appreciate that. It's always good to see a friendly face. But I want to encourage you guys. Like, really think about the life that you want, and don't think about it like some abstract something under like the ideal perfect scenario you'll get there. Don't look at it that way, right? You're here, but this is the life you want, right? Don't look at it like it's out of reach. Look at it like, you know what? I'm going to try to do something today that's going to bring me closer to that destination. I don't need to get to that destination, next week, next month, next year. But I do need to be aware that what I'm doing in this moment, is it getting me closer to that destination, or is it taking me away from that destination? And I am insanely fascinated with the fact that you can hear statements your entire life and they don't mean anything to you until they mean something to you. Your entire life, you can hear a statement, right? You hear people say, take it one day at a time. And it's never in a positive way when you hear that. Like, I feel like when you hear take it one day at a time, it's always like somebody's struggling. You feel me? It's not like, when I hear that, it doesn't have a positive connotation. It's not a positive vibe attached to it. For me, it's like, oh, it's a struggle. Take it one day at a time. But there's magic in taking it one day at a time. You know what I mean? One of the things that I've spent a lot of time thinking about a lot is just the fact that every single night we go to bed, we're basically in a coma. And when you're in a coma and you wake up, you don't know that you've been in a coma 2 weeks. You feel me? 10 hours, right? 2 months. You literally have no way of knowing how much time has gone by. The same way that when you're in real sleep at night, you don't know 2 hours went by. You are literally not conscious until you're conscious. So in a way, you may as well be dead. And if you think about it, we die every night. We're in a coma every single night. And every single time we open our eyes, it's not by our control. It's not by our choice. It's not by our alarm, right? And there's magic in that. There's beauty in that. That's why you should really consider how you're spending your day and how you're spending your time. And not everybody is in that spot. I mean, it took me a long time to get to be in that spot. And one of the things that I'm mindful and conscious of is the fact that, I'm going to be positive. I'm going to have positive energy. I'm going to share positive vibes. No, I'm not going to be perfect, 7 days out of the 7 days, but 5.5, my attitude is going to be right, And so I think there's magic in that. The same way there's magic in putting away $200 a month. $200 a month may not seem like much, but if you do that for 10 months, that's $2,000, right? A lot of people don't have an extra $2,000 laying around. And if you find yourself in a situation where you want more, but you're not doing what it takes to get more, maybe you don't want more. You know what I mean? You got to be real with yourself. If you're not solving the issue, if it doesn't look the way you want it to look, you need to do everything in your power to make it look the way you want it to look. It's like seeing yourself in a video or seeing yourself in a picture and you're like, I didn't know I look like that. Or you're like, I didn't know I sound this way. The picture or the video is not biased, right? The picture and the video don't care what you think you sound like. The picture and the video is showing you what you sound and look like. And so in order to make the picture and video look and sound the way you want it to, you have to do whatever you have to do to manipulate so that the video looks or the picture looks right the way you want it to look. And that's all it is. I mean, you have one life. You're not going to get some other life when you're going to get to do this right or make these tweaks. Don't be bogged down with looking down the road, but be confident and aware and intentional about where you are right now and what you're doing right now. I cannot tell you how incredible it is that it means nothing to you until it means something to you, right? One day at a time doesn't mean crap unless you find yourself in a situation where you have to take it one day at a time, right? So I don't know. There's magic in the small things and there's power in taking small steps because small things and small steps add up for good or for bad, Anyway, I appreciate you guys kicking it with me. Let me jump into these questions real quick, comments before I jump out of here. Pipeline, what's going on? My man says, Dwayne's back again. I'm an hour and 13 minutes late, though. How much longer is the stream going to last? I'm literally just got back. Bro, I was wrapping up the stream. I was just, throwing some motivational, inspirational things out there for people to consider just because it's really been on my mind and my mindset is on a different level. And I'm so grateful. It only took me 40 something years to get on this level, but some people never get there. Adrian says, you're putting more money into the market or are you good with your portfolio? I have not put any more money into the market. My problem right now, if I'm being transparent, is I have used margin investing a lot and I've gotten small wins, but because overall I'm down, and I'm down based on the things in which I've invested, right? If I had just invested in the S&P or the total stock, like the VTI or VOO, I'd be good. But no, that's not what I did because I'm being aggressive and you know how it is when you're aggressive. So my portfolio actually is down substantially, like a lot. So it's interesting because like I can't really celebrate my wins in regards to margin investing. Like when I say wins, like I'll make a 200 here, a 400 here, a 800 here, 1,000 here, but like I'm averaging my costs down, right? More specifically, I'm talking about Lucid Motor Group. I have a big position with Lucid, and of course the price has dropped a lot. So, you know, my average cost might have been, I don't know, $11 at some point, right? And so I brought it all the way down. Like right now it's $3.34. Lucid is trading for like $3 right now. I think the low was like $2.98 today, right? So it's interesting. So even though like I brought my average cost down, so like I'll buy 5,000 shares, you know, at X amount, it'll go up 5-10 cents. I'll sell it, make a little profit, bring my average cost down more, but I'm still down, right? So it's tricky. I'm definitely not pleased with my portfolio, but I have not been pumping my own money. I've been using margin investing, which is super duper tricky, and it's a slippery slope to walk, to be honest with you. I'm hoping that I don't get burned. D. Bernard says, we love you and appreciate your encouragement. Thank you so much, D. Bernard. I appreciate you very much. Thank you for the kind words, man. Very nice. You know, I'm just doing my thing, man. You know, it's interesting because, I don't know. I've lived an interesting life, and life hasn't always been smooth. And I'm grateful for the perspective with which I now see things, and I'm choosing, right? Like I'm really big about focusing on the day. It's like I used to hear motivational speakers talk, and I don't mean on YouTube, like in real life sometimes. And I'd be like, yo, I want to live with that passion. I want to live with that intentionality, right? And they're talking about seize the day, right? It's just a matter of, for me personally, I kept seeing stuff like that. And I'm a philosophical, sentimental person, you know, and I would write things down that I heard that I thought was cool, that I didn't want to forget. And so that's just kind of shaped me. You know, I listened to a lot of motivational stuff in the past, and now my mindset is a certain way, and I just choose to see positivity. Because there's a bunch of should-do-be out there that you can choose to see, but I choose to see positivity. And then if I am struggling with that, I'm like, okay, well, what's the solution? And the solution is the small steps, the small thing, the daily. That is literally the solution, right? And so you may not see the changes occurring because you don't see the changes occur daily necessarily, right? Depending on the thing that you're doing, you don't see it, right? Every day you don't see a visible change or something that you can measure, but you definitely can measure your effort. And I guarantee in 2 weeks, you will see change. In 2 months, you will see change. In 6 months, you will see change. But it starts with focusing on the right here, the right now, the daily, the taking action daily. And there's magic in that. So that's another reason why I'm doing the 2 miles a day for 200 days. Number one, because it's not easy. You know, I love having an idea, and it's a small idea, and it starts very small, and it starts in your mind. And you're like, what if, or this will be interesting, right? Before you start the journey to that idea that you think will be interesting or successful, there's a lot of doubt that comes in your mind. And like, why am I doing this? Like, this doesn't matter. Can I do it? Right? And you have that doubt like a long way. Like a perfect example would be the fact that I've gotten on TikTok to document this journey, right? And my followers is like super slow. Like, and I'm saying super slow because I know if I were someone else, if I looked like somebody else, right, the process would be a lot quicker and easier, right? But that's irrelevant because I'm not someone else and I don't look like someone else, and their journey is their journey. And that sucks. I have no control over that, but I have control over what I do. So putting these videos on TikTok and like growing super duper slow, right? You can undermine and underestimate the success that you have because the success is so small. You're not even counting it. You're not even valuing it because it's so small, because it's easy to value the big things. But the things that end up being big sometimes require small incremental changes, small increases. Small increases and small changes is boring. You don't want nothing small. You feel me? You want it quick. You want to see a big jump. I mean, if you're lucky, that happens, but it doesn't normally happen. Pipeline says, Dwayne, how's the portfolio going? I've been doing this weird experiment where I've been doing the 52-week challenge with Shiba Inu, and I've invested $55 so far. At one point, I was up 300%. Yeah, I mean, at one point, my Dogecoin was up quite a bit, and I still didn't sell, but it is all good. Adrian says, that is true, Dwayne. I feel I waste a lot of time to begin my journey, but never is late to start. It's definitely never too late to start. And that's the thing. That's the power, right? Well, we spend a lot of time thinking about stuff, and I get it. Like before I got my health together, like now I exercise every day, right? And I'm doing it 2 miles a day. So I definitely exercise every day. But before I got it together, I was like, nah, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready. But when I'm ready though, when I get serious, and for me, I would say that because I had already made the journey, from big to small. I probably did that 4, 5, 6, 7 times. So I already knew I could do it. But what's funny is even though I've done it 6, 7 times, I still had doubts. And I was still saying to myself, why do I feel hopeless and helpless when I've already made this journey? I've already done this 6, 7 times before, right? But it made me understand certain aspects of people that have like real addiction, like, drugs or whatever. If I can feel helpless about something that I've already conquered 6 or 7 times, right? Helpless and hopeless, because that's how powerful your mind is. When you're not want to be, well, you're not where you want to be, and you just see it like some far away place, it could be overwhelming. That's why the magic is focusing on the daily right there. That's it. Just focus on the daily. If you win the day, you're going to win the week. And if you win the week, you're going to win the weeks, and weeks add up to months, right? And that's where the real change occurs. It occurs on the daily level. That's it. In the words of John Maxwell, success is a daily thing. Not a destination thing. It's a daily thing. Anyway, there's magic in that. MTZ, what's going on? Thanks for stopping by. It's a pleasure to see you again. Oh, Dash, haven't seen you in a minute. Says fixed income investing is the only way to be safe if you are new to investing. I would agree with that, especially if you're investing in an ETF, for sure. It's very interesting to watch other people's journey. It's a whole different thing when you're putting your money and actually, getting in there and just staying on the ride type of thing. But you're not wrong. Yeah, I heard about the Wells Fargo new autograph journey card. One of the viewers in here mentioned it early. TD Ameritrade. Yeah, I didn't even know that they folded. I had a TD Ameritrade account, and I got an email from Charles Schwab. I was like, wait, what? What's going on? Points Blank says, I've actually been studying options. I'm about to make a move with it in the next few days. I a little nervous, though. It's tricky. Of course it's tricky. Yeah, I mean, for me personally, it's hard for me to get into anything new just because I'm still trying to recover from 2020. My portfolio, when I tell you my portfolio is down, it's down. It's not as down as it once was, but it's still down substantially. So when I tell you not interested in doing anything new, because I'm still trying to deal with this animal right here. So kudos to you, my man, for being flexible. You know what I mean? Pipeline says, I know you haven't been posting and streaming lately, but how often are you going to post if you have a schedule? Honestly, bro, I clearly haven't been posting a lot. And what's crazy is I had quite a bit of videos that I just needed to edit and upload. I mean, I still have them. I just haven't edited them. So I don't know. I really don't know the answer to that question. I'm kind of doing YouTube on my terms, just because if I'm being quite honest, I feel like easily this channel could have and should have been bigger than it is currently, but it's not, and it's not up to me. And so, in a way, it could be discouraging because it is what it is. And so I'm doing YouTube on my terms. And so I'm not necessarily held by the same standard that I may have done in the past, or by feeling pressured because of what other people are doing. Like, I'm doing what I'm doing when I do it, and I'm going to deal with the consequences. Like, I'm not stressing myself out. So I really don't know the answer to that question. I know that it's kind of on my mind to think about. Like, I really want to post more. Even I'll give you an example. So I was uploading the videos about showing my journey in regards to 2 miles a day for 200 days. And it didn't necessarily go the way that I wanted it to, right? Like, when I'm looking at my channel and I'm losing subscribers left and right, which I figured was going to happen, right? It's not the most encouraging thing. And I kept pushing through. But just in general, like, I am extremely busy these days, like extremely. And I'm extremely tired because I've been really consistent doing other things. So I don't know. I don't know. That's a good question. If I were able to do once a week, excluding the live stream, so like a live stream and a video, that would be huge for me. Just doing that would be huge. And it's not like that's hard. It's not. I just need to execute it. So definitely, when you see me, feel free to throw that in my face and remind me that I need to get after it. That'll be good for you and me. You know what I'm saying? What's going on, Devin? Thanks for stopping by. Devin says, hey, Dwayne, how are you? I'm doing good, my brother. Thank you so much for stopping by and speaking in the chat. Says, I recently got approved for the Tractor Supply Visa card, and today got approved for a Shell Fuel Rewards MasterCard. Congratulations, my brother. That's dope, man. Devin, you're always doing a lot, man. That's so cool. You got 1 million cards. He says both cards are with Citi. There you go. Awesome. Pipeline says, I'm up 2,500 all time in my M1 finance portfolio with a portfolio size of 18,000, with the ability to take out a portfolio line of credit of 7,100, which would cost me $43 per month at 23 years old. Yeah, man, you're doing great things, bro. And I mean, there's so much knowledge and things that you're going to have to learn as time goes on, and that you will learn. But super proud of you. Super proud of you. I wish I was in the game. I wish YouTube existed like this when I was 23. It didn't, but that's good. I'm glad you're taking advantage of it. He says VTI to the moon. Yes, sir. That's a good Vanguard ETF. Devin says, a new thing I recently learned on credit cards is that there can be a card printing error with a signature strip on the front of the card covering some of the card number. It happened to me recently placing an online order. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, man. Points Blank says, I feel you about YouTube, D. Yeah, I mean, you already know. We already know what it is, but definitely not worried about it. It just takes a lot of effort, and in this moment I'm not insanely enthused and motivated about it as I would like to be, and that's an internal thing, right? I need to be intrinsically driven and not necessarily worried about some of the results that I get in regards to like how many views and that type of thing, right? Because of course, if I measure it on the past, right, like the channel now is not a success compared to the past, right? But it's not even about that, right? It's about the today, the right here, the right now. And the thing is, life is not always going to be, at the peak. You don't get to the peak in life and stay at the peak and just stay at the peak and stay at the peak and stay at the peak and die at the peak. Doesn't work that way. So there's that. Pipeline says, I watched these 2 videos, Dumb Money, and This Is Not Financial Advice. Both great movies about 2020 and 2021, crypto and the GameStop mania. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, that was definitely interesting. Credit Pro Tips, don't even know who this is unless you change your username. But thank you for stopping by. It says, what's up, Dwayne? Glad to see you back again. Thank you. I appreciate you stopping by. I guess you're plugging your own channel here with the username, but I appreciate you. Thank you so much. I guess I could check you out. I don't know if I can do it right now. Arno, what's going on, my man? Says, good to see you, bro. Love the videos, man. Thank you so much for stopping by, my brother. It's awesome to see you as well. Okay, Devin said he's been preparing because my mom's going to need surgery on her right arm and hand. Okay, yeah, I see. Anyway, it's been a blessing. I mean, I can't complain. Like I said, life is just positive, period, point blank. That's how I choose to see it, and that's how it's going to be. That's the perspective. That's the lens with which I'm going to view life, period. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I'm going to wrap this joint up, you guys. It's been an honor. If there are any more questions, you got about 30 seconds to throw them in, because your boy needs to start getting ready to turn down and go to bed. You know, I need to be sleeping by 9:45 so I can only get 6 hours, which is trash. So there's that. Spec says, are adding more cash into the market, or are you saving cash? Great question. If I'm being honest, I haven't really been saving a lot, which is disturbing for me. To be honest with you, I have not been putting any money in the stock market. I have not transferred any money to my portfolio in a while. I don't remember the last time I transferred money, to be honest with you, because I have quite a bit there. And right now I am kicking myself just because it's not gone the way that I've wanted it. I'd want it to go. Right. So there's that. Love Blue 973. Thank you so much. Always good seeing ya as well. So thank you so much for stopping by. And once again, thanks for that super chat. Very, very kind of you. All right, you guys, I'm going to get up out of here. It's been an honor and my pleasure to be here and to serve. If you guys haven't smashed the thumbs up yet, consider smashing the thumbs up. I will be back again. Pipeline podcast. I definitely heard what you said in regards to more videos. I know that people have been suggesting, and I appreciate you guys for giving that feedback and that encouragement. And, you know, it's something that I want to do. It's something that like I told you guys, I'm always going to be making videos on YouTube because, you know, as long as my voice works, right, I got something to say and I feel like I can benefit somebody. So there will always be videos from that perspective. All right. I hope you guys have an incredible week. And, you know, if nothing else, I want to remind you guys that success is a daily thing. All right. Get out there and take action. Take massive action. All right. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.